Hello and welcome back to my Lego X-Men Expansion Build and Chat livestream part 3. This is going to be the last one because, as you can see here, I've built 2/3 of the mansion. I just need to build this side and it'll be done. And that's all covered in this instruction booklet. So without further ado, I shall begin. I'll push those off to the side, and this will be to start. This is bag 18, which I have right here with this faceplate. And I'll get it opened up and start building. So this bag has one minifigure. This is Iceman. He has some nice detailing. I especially like the X-Men logo on his belt. And now there are some ice effects that go in his hands. And there we go, just some little ice streams. I'll set into the side and I will begin building. I'm going to start by tiling off some of the back alleyway for this section. Now I'm going to start on the base of this first floor. So this right here is going to be where it connects to the other parts of the mansion. And then this right here is going to be a connection point for connecting to other modular buildings, like the Daily Bugle, which is the one I already have. I'm already to the first sticker, number 44 right there. This looks like it'll just be a little Easter egg hidden under the first floor of the mansion. And it just goes right there. I'm now going to begin tiling off the yard, the front yard on this section. I have to make sure every plate and tile, especially the large ones, are fully pressed down. That's why I'm putting so much pressure on them. And this right here is another connection point to another modular. And now I'm getting on the sidewalk here. And here I'm finishing up the sidewalk, and then this step right here will be the end of bag 18. On to bag 19. Here it is. So I'm going to start by turning it around. And so this is going to be the beginning of the first floor on this side of the mansion. Now I'm beginning on the base of the floor here, covering up the foundation. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm currently on bag 19 of 24 out of this set. Now here I'm getting to tile off the floor. Finish up tiling these floors. Now I'm going to continue the base of the walls around the edges. This right here looks like it's going to be the bottom of like a chest of drawers or something. And just pops onto the wall right there. Here's another sticker. It's number 6 right here. The travel magazine, which I believe it shows mounted from Japan. I honestly can't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that is a reference to some Wolverine movies. And let's see. I'm going to build a little section of wall right here. This is going to have 2 stickers on this piece. You're going to have on the inside this one, number 36. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And then on the outside is going to have sticker number 9 right there. Now I can place it on this. And I'll keep building up around it. I believe this section wall may even slide some when it's done. or at least one section of wall. And here I'm putting some windows together to go on this section. And then I will place it right here. This is going to be like a classroom / library section, I believe. This is going to be one of the corners of the wall. Then it goes right there. And then I'm going to place this here. But first, I have to put 2 stickers on this piece. So these two, 32 and 33. That's the first one on. And now for the second. I got them on pretty good, I think. This is a whiteboard that can be flipped up to show the other side, I assume. And this will be a sliding section of wall. This right here is going to be a little air conditioning unit that will stick out the back of the mansion, and it will be what you move around to slide the wall out of the way. And it just goes right there. And then I have another sticker here. Number 28, right there. I think that one I got it almost perfectly. And now I can place it here. And you can sort of see how there's a bit of a rail to allow it to move. And now I'm going to lock that in place. And so now it's locked in. I can move it without it falling out of place. And now I'm going to get back to building up the walls on either side. And then this is going to be the archway that leads into the hallway. That in turn leads into the another part of the mansion. And here's a bit of tiling on the top. And now I'm going to build two little chairs for the that go in this classroom. And I believe these will be the last parts of this bag. As you can see, they're little like desk chairs, school chairs with a built-in desk. And so I'm gonna need two of those. And then they connect to the floor right in here with some of those open studs. And that is the end of bag 19. On to bag 20, which is right here. I'm going to start with some outside detailing. And then I'm going to build this little table. And on top, I'm going to place this really cool printed minifigure head with the globe on it. And it just goes right here in the corner of the room. Now I'm going to build up a little section with some windows. Section of the wall with some windows. And that'll go right there. And then another section of windows that will go right next to it. Just goes right there. Then I'm going to build this corner of the wall. And there we go. That completes that little corner. And now I can build another pane of windows. And that just goes right there. But there's another little section wall, and then I'm gonna build another pane of windows to go next to it. Now I'm gonna move over here with a little chalkboard build, and it is going to have a sticker number 21 right there. And now if I don't drop it, I will place it right there, and then I'm going to build up this corner of the wall. Okay, and now that finishes off the base, most of the base of the walls. And just a couple more tiles, a couple more plates, and then I'm going to tile it off for the most part on this room. But real quick, I'm going to get a band-aid on this cut that I have on my thumb. That's opening back up slightly. I'm fine to keep building as long as it's covered. There we go. Got it covered up. So let's see. I need just trying to check the instructions to the number of the pieces needed for this step. And then I'm going to add some detailing to the front. Then I'm going to build what appears to be a bookcase that will go, I think, in that hallway. Okay, that's the top of the bookcase. Now I'm going to start filling it out. And this does appear as if it'll have a couple stickers. With the first one being this one right here, number 14. Let's see. And I didn't put it on perfectly straight, but it is fine. I can just say the book is leaning. And then there's another sticker, number 10 right here. And now that one went on pretty well. And it just goes on the bookshelf right there. Now I'm going to build the sides of the bookshelf. Now I'm going to fill in these remaining gaps. I'm going to build 2 of these. And now I can just pop them in right here and right here. And now I have a complete bookshelf, and it slots in as that section wall. Now I'm going to build the section of wall opposite it. And I'm going to add some foliage to the yard in the same step. Now I'm going to build a pane of windows. And it just goes right there. And then I will place these pieces over here. And then the last section of this wall will go right there. And then I'm going to add some more foliage to the yard. Now I'm going to tile off the top of the wall and add some posing connection points for the figures into the yard. And then to finish off this bag, I'm going to build this little turret that goes in the yard. That's like popping out of the ground. And it just goes right there. So that's the end of bag 20 and the first floor on this side. You can see the play feature right there where that slides over. And I will now go grab bag 21. And then this additional piece goes with it. For the moment, I'll set that to the side. There's one minifigure in this bag. This is, I believe, Bishop is his name. And let's see. Where is his head? There it is. So here's the figure. He has some nice details and a second face print. And then he also has a couple of accessories. Like this gun that I'm about to build. And then he also has a like flying effect type thing, which I will get built now. So here he is with his accessories. I'll set him aside and I will begin building the second floor of this side of the mansion. Getting very close to the end of the build here. And I'm going to start by building up the base of the walls and then tiling off some of the floor. And I believe this is going to be Wolverine's bedroom. And I'm going to extend part of the room a bit here and then add some more tiling. And then I'll continue building up the base of the wall. Okay. This super rubber band keeps on catching things just slightly because I think a bit of the sticky is facing out. Yeah, let's try to fix that real quick. Let's see. I can fold that down there. That down over there. Hopefully that'll solve some of it. And then some more tiling. And then some more of the wall. Now I'm going to start building up the height of the wall a bit. And now I'm going to build up some windows for part of the wall. Let's see. And now I'll just go right here. And now I can build another smaller section of the wall. And now I'm going to lock in place a lot of those looser wall sections I just put on. with this bar across the top. Let's see. And then I'm going to place these hooks on the wall, which are going to be displays, parts of a display for this katana. And that, I believe, is a reference to Wolverine's time in Japan. And there's a beer bottle right there. And now I'm going to build a little bed. Nice. Are these two? I'm looking ahead because it looks like there are two very, very slightly different shades of this piece for different beds. And it appears I'm building the wrong color bed right now. It's very hard to tell with misprint colors on the instructions. So I'll finish up this bed, then I'll build the second one, which is almost identical, except it has different color sheets. And then there's this cool sideways headboard design, which will just clip on to the head of the bed, right in the back here. So that just clips on there. It's a nice little compact bed, and it just it'll go in like that. But this one is the wrong color to go there. I'm going to build almost identical thing for the other side. Or wait, slightly off. This is thought it was almost identical. There is one difference, which I can easily get that fixed. I just switch around the order of these pieces because they have to be facing toward that different color needs to be facing toward toward the wall. So now I'm going to build the one for the one that I originally was supposed to build. Almost got it done. And now I have the right beds for the right spots. So they just go in like that. And now I'm gonna build up the archway that leads to the hallway on this floor. And now I'm going to tile off part of this wall. And that's the end of bag 21. I'll grab 22. And the very first step in this bag is stickers. So first, number 5, which is actually, I believe, is the designers included this because of a meme. It's like Wolverine crying or whatever, or moping in his bed while looking at this picture. Not entirely sure. I haven't really seen it before, but they do. The designers give fan service like that in sets like this. There are a lot of big sets where it's been confirmed they included stuff just because of memes. And then the next one is sticker number 1, which I believe this is a recreation of the X-Men comic number 1. There we go. And that one will just go right here on the floor. And now I'm going to build a dresser. Here's a little dresser with a couple details on it, and it just goes right in there. And now I'm going to build up the wall around it. Just hurt my finger a bit, but it appears to be fine. Let's get this finished up. This next bit is going to be the corner of the wall. Now I'm gonna build up 2 different window sections. And they'll just go right in here. Let's see. I'm gonna build up a couple, most of the remaining parts of this wall in this step. And then I'm going to place a sticker. This one right here, number 3. And that will go right there. Now I'm going to build up the corner of this wall right here. And then next, I'm going to add some pieces to the floor in the hallway. And then one entire wall, and it's going to have a sticker. This large one right here, number 39. And that goes right there. Now I'm going to build a whole dresser unit. Or at least or no, this is a desk. Just trying to look at their little picture and determine it from there. And this is a really cool part usage here. This is a hinge, but right here it's being used to make what looks like an open drawer. Then I'm going to build a little microscope. And there it is, just a tiny little microscope. It can go right there on the desk. And then this is going to be a little computer on this side. Here I'm going to add some little like jars. And now for the computer screen, there is a sticker. That one right there, number 15. And that is the last sticker on this sheet. I think I got that on there pretty well. Placed on there, have a little complete desk build now. And it just slots into an empty area in the floor right there. Now I will finish building up the front wall. And add this mug to a clip on the floor. I'm gonna have to rotate the clip some. Or remove it and rotate it fully. Let's give this a moment. Okay. So the clip needs to be like that. Now I can place the desk back in. So that down there is meant to be a coffee spill. Now I need to build up a little window pane to go in the wall. Here's the last section of the wall, and now I'm going to tile off the top all around. Now I'm going to do some outside detailing. And that completes this second floor section, and it can be placed on this first floor. Now I'm going to build a dumpster to go in the back alleyway. Now I can just place some random pieces in here. And then I can build up this lid and add a little frog and cap it off. And that just goes right there in the alley. That's the end of bag 22. Now on to bag 23 of 24. This is going to be the roof. And I need to build 2 of these. And then I just place them there and there. And that is most of the frame of the roof. Now I'm going to add the peak to the roof. I accidentally dropped a piece there. And I'm almost done putting the peak on it. And there we go. That's the last of those. Now I'm going to add the front decoration here. And now I'm going to start on this chimney right here. And add this little, I believe, air conditioning unit on the back. Now I'm going to build 2 frames for the front and back. They'll like go on and frame out the ends of the roof. I almost have this one done. So that's one done. Now I'll get the second built out. Okay, that's both of them done. One goes right there, and the other goes right here. And that's what they look like. Now I'm going to build up the chimney. So that is the chimney. Goes on right there. And then to finish this off, I'm going to take two of these gray hot dogs and place them in here. I'm going to actually move one a tad bit. And just like that, that adds some detail. Now this will go on top of here. And that is the end of bag 23. But before I grab the final bag, bag number 24, I'm going to connect all three parts of the mansion. Let's see. Here's a bit of a look. I don't want to do that too much though, because of how they connect, but that is just about all of it. Now there's one final bag. And this one's a tiny one. So here it is, bag 24. So first, there's Magneto, the final minifigure in this set, and a really cool one. So here he is, and then you can remove his cape, and he has a second face print, and he also has a hairpiece. But right now, I'll get his cape and helmet back on, because that's what I'm always going to have him in. I'll set the hair to the side, and then I'm going to put together his two little effect pieces. And his little hovering platform. And there he is. I'll set him in the back. And now I'm going to build up a little plant to go in the front yard of the mansion. That's the first part of the plant done. And there it is. It's a little tree. I'll pull the mansion back over. Ignore the figures. I just sort of placed them there as a stand. I believe the end of the instruction booklet shows me how they're sort of supposed to be posed. And then next, I will build the sign for the school, Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, sticker number 30 right there. I think I got that one pretty well. Then I assemble the sign, and it goes right here. And I believe these last pieces are like little effect, like damage effect pieces, stickers that you put on stuff like the Sentinel, which I'll probably leave alone, but I'll hold on to them. And then gonna just build some more things to go in the yard. Like this falling over lamppost. And this is going to be a fire hydrant that's being launched away. You can see the clear pieces being used for the effects. And that'll go right there. And then there will be some water and stuff where it was. And then a flying street grate. And now I'm to the point where it tells me how each figure is going to be posed. So I will grab them all. Including Professor X, which I put inside the mansion up until now. So it appears it wants Bishop here to be connected to this sign and flying away from it, sort of like that. And then, let's see. And then for Jean Grey, she has her all effects and stuff, and she is going to be over here. And then there's going to be Iceman. Right over here. Professor X is going to be, let's see, over here on the sidewalk in his chair. Wolverine is going to have his motorbike, his motorcycle, I mean. He's gonna hello, Rocky Raccoon. Right now I'm just posing the figures after finishing the set. Let's see. Wolverine is going to be going around on his motorcycle. Let's see. And Cyclops is going to be right here, and his pose is going to be mixed with another. Then for Rogue, she is just going to be right there. Now for the Sentry right here, Sentinel, I mean. He's going to connect via pin back there. He's gonna turn his head. Then I'm going to open this loop, extend his arm fully, and slide it around Cyclops, and then aim Cyclops's attack at the Sentinel. And then for Gambit, he is going to be connected to the Sentinel's back. Let's see. Okay, that's the right way. Gonna have to fix his posture a bit. Then Gambit is gonna be attacking from right there. Almost done with it. I'm gonna have to grab from this spare parts bin back here. This for posing. And then this is going to be for Storm. Let's try to move it in a bit. She's going to be over connected to the chimney. And then Magneto is going to be at the very top. So let's see if I can figure out a good viewing angle for you all before I finish up the stream. Let's see. I hope that's a bit better. So you can see the most of the set there. So I really enjoy this build. I thank you all for sticking with me, and that's all for this set. Thank you for joining the stream. Bye.